Hey, a late night post here. I wanted to talk about some feedback that from some customers, our opinion on how the second special session ended. Does that change anything about what Radix House is doing and not doing? No, it's not changing anything that we're doing. We had one customer say, "Why did you give up so fast?" Well, let's make sure we set the record straight. Nobody in that House of Representatives did us a favor by not. They didn't update anything that would help us. We're still exposed to more legal challenges in the future. Our audits already started to really have an impact on our business. Sales declined as soon as all this words around there came out about, if this synthetic, it's not. I think it caused confusion and fear in the market. I started seeing our competitors running more and more sales, trying to look like, from my perspective, clear inventory. I saw that our sales declined where we would have been same day last year, same week, same month last year, or previous years. Decline in the infusion areas, but go way up in everything else. So why are we staying out of it? Well, honestly, we didn't get a lot of support in the 5 years we've been in business from that industry. Most of the support we received is from I guess you could say rightfully so, is in the coffee industry, because that's really where we felt our focus needed to be because of the state where we live and the fluctuation of policies and nothing being really firmly in place to protect our business, to protect our investments. Being a coffee company, wanting to expand into cafes, wanting to expand these things, sure, other people can do it, but it's limiting our consumer packaged good opportunities around our beans and our coffee. Right? The logo itself that we had with the leaf in it was limiting with many of the major grocery store chains. They weren't wanting to touch it. The banking industry doesn't provide a whole lot of resources for us. Our bank account is like $3,000 a year just to have an account, to have the privilege to sell you things that only make up maybe 25% of our revenue. Our insurance, our general liability insurance, the lawyers we have, all the stuff that we have kept in place to be a sound, robust, play by the rules business is expensive. And we really want to move into more spaces to talk more about. September is Suicide Prevention Month, CPTSD, Complex Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder Awareness Month. These are things that impact me personally, extremely personally. And I want to talk to more agencies, more institutions, more organizations that some wouldn't even mess with us because they were in the healthcare space and mental health care, but they didn't want to do anything with us because of the infusion products that we had. Hopefully that doesn't get me, this video blocked, but they didn't want to because some of their clientele were having treatment for different things that felt it was conflict of interest, so we couldn't do a whole lot of the participation that we wanted to. We could donate to them, but we couldn't align ourselves with them or partner with them. I wanted to sell wholesale, but as many of you are in our industry know, and those who don't know, is that if you don't have the right banking, you don't have a credit card processor that allows you to use CBD or THC stuff or whatever in your product, if you don't have those things in place, and I just sell you some dog treats and yeah, you can sell them to anybody, and they're perfectly safe. Well, and I don't tell them is they could lose their bank, their ability to process card payments, because I didn't tell them about that. So it opens me up to more legal liabilities and the unfortunate things that would happen to their business, because there's a lot of unscrupulous companies out there that won't tell you, by the way, you should have a license to sell this stuff. You should be following the rules, which was all that House bill stuff and Senate bill stuff was arguing about. There's too many bad actors, right? But there's a lot of vendors out there that don't really do the right thing by saying, hey, if you sell this in your store, your gas station, your restaurant, whatever, and you don't have this, then you're in trouble. And I know one specifically that was on Lamar that I used to wonder, how do you have this sign out there but you don't have a permit? You can look up which businesses have reseller or license manufacturer permits. You can see what permit number they have, any infractions they have, any issues they have. And how are they doing it? Well, then suddenly that restaurant was gone because they called me up asking, what do you do? I'm like, you should have thought through this first. So all of those things prevent us from being in more spaces to talk more about mental health. The hemp products saved my life. And it's really hard for us to walk away from that. But it also has been very limiting to us from a business perspective. And I'll tell you that for me, I haven't had a day off in 5 years. And I need to simplify my life. And I need to do everything possible to make it simpler so the impacts of my own mental health don't take me out from trying to do too many things where I don't have help to do it. There's a lot of procedural stuff, audits that I have come up every year that I have to go through. And some people have a spouse, some people have family members, some people have staff, whatever, that help them with all that. But that falls on me and my business, unfortunately. And so I need to do what's best for my mental health, for the safety of my staff when it comes to the products that we offer, from all of it. And while I am nervous about the change, I am confident in our coffee program. We've been nominated with so many awards. We have a gala coming up for Austin Community Choice Award that we're quite confident we'll probably get first place. We got second place last year. And I'm proud of my team, and I'm proud of what we've accomplished in 5 years. And I'm going to keep moving forward towards our restaurant and getting our coffee in as many stores as possible. And if the laws get better in 2 years at the next election, where if we get more support and more protections that allow me to invest in this business that shows that this state does not want this. Just because we got a veto didn't mean we got protection. It just meant that vetoed the ban, but didn't provide us any pathway to legitimacy other than what we already had. But now what? What I see is vapes got banned, and that took effect September 1st. I don't see any movement in the right direction still as a business owner. And the people that I'm beholden to in my company, and the people that are going to benefit from our hard work, they don't see the safety in long term either. It's hard to get Kickstarter investments. It's hard to get bank loans. The banking industry is hard to deal with. There's so many more challenges unless you have a lot of cash on hand to do this stuff. Then we want to continue to battle for another 5 years. We support the people that are here. We congratulate them on the way things fell. I don't know if it's necessarily a victory because we're still in limbo without those protections, but I'm glad that they're still in business, and I'm glad all those employees still have their jobs. I hope that people didn't close down, but we had to focus on. It took us 6 months to rebrand and redo everything. And if they banned it today, we don't have 6 months to sit there and try to limp through it. We had to make a strategic decision based on the resourcing, the time constraints, the things that I've already mentioned. There are challenges to me personally, the amount of revenue that it brought in versus the costs and risks. It just sucks that we've had to make these changes, but we had to do it because of where we live and the lack of support from our politicians that we have. We're going to do what we need to do. Not to say we won't come back again. Like I said, back into the industry if there's a better opportunity or more resourcing makes sense, or there's a bigger demand or whatever. Some of those hurdles to accelerating our growth are removed, then we can look at that again. But my brain, my body, and can't take another 5 years without a day off and having to do all these other things. Simplification is needed so our business can stay healthy, so I can stay present. And we can keep moving forward, championing these same remedies, these same products, and supporting our local businesses and cheering them on and being there for them, and maybe partnering with some things and having them come out to our shop and doing stuff. But we'll see how that goes and who reaches out to us. But congratulations to you guys and to us as consumers that we still have access to it. And we'll continue to help provide people in the right direction on where we would recommend people buy these products safely and effectively. And so stay in touch with us. Come by and get coffee, and we'll talk soon.